Ever since I was younger, I inherently had a short fuse. And although I was pretty laid back, reacting with violence was how I would handle just about every situation, causing a lot of pain and missed days of work for my single mother due to court appearances, mandatory meetings with the school board, thousands of dollars that I risked my life for down the drain, lost years of my life due to jail time and so-called friends along the way. So after years of just being sick and tired of it all, I developed a huge hunger for growth. And the most impactful thing I've learned so far in this journey is, if you want to grow, the old you must die. Now, how do you make sure the old you dies? Starvation. You must starve your desire to be liked, important, feared, revered, smart, envious, tough, and every other ego-driven desire. A bad day for the ego is a great day for the soul. That's a quote from Robin Sharma. So, starve your ego. It's like if you said, hey, I'm not going to eat food ever again a day in my life. What's going to happen? You're going to fucking die. Your days are numbered. It may be an even better example is if you have a craving for a certain food and you stop eating that food as much, the less you crave that food. And it's the same thing with everything in life. When you stop feeding something, it slowly starts to die. If you want to quit smoking, the more days you go without some smoke, the less you're going to have that urge for smoke. People try to grow without letting go of their lower self, and it's virtually impossible. This is especially true when you have years on top of years and conditioning of repeatedly doing something the same way over and over again. And this is why a lot of companies are starting to prefer people with no experience over someone with 25 years of experience. Because the older people get, they get stuck in their damn ways, and it's virtually impossible to break them out of it. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. That's a quote from Buckminster Fullers. And what he's saying here is, you can't solve a problem with the same mentality that created that problem. And if you try to, you're going to run into a brick wall. So you have to expand your mentality, expand your mindset, expand your perspective, your vision, and the way that you're doing things overall. If you see a person hit the lottery for millions and lose it all years later, or someone lose weight and gain it all back, it's because they didn't build a new model. They didn't change their mentality. Like, one thing I've noticed is it usually takes some kind of life-changing event to happen for people with like high emotion, like some kind of traumatic experience in their life for people to change permanently. Like COVID, when that happened, I think that helped a lot of people because they might have lost a family member or something, and that caused them to get their health in order. Or like 9/11, that's another traumatic emotional experience that most of us remember. From 12 to 23 years old, I couldn't stay out of trouble to save my life. At least once a year, I was either in jail or in front of a judge making bail. It took me being away, facing 25 years away from my two boys, to realize this ain't it. Prior to that, I just post bail or get slapped on the wrist with a light 3 to 6 months for violating probation. And I'm sure your story is different, but what are the reasons why you must change your circumstances? Think deeply about it, write about it, talk about it to those who are willing to hold you accountable. Do you need to change your diet because heart disease, high blood pressure runs in your family? Is there a cause you need to bring awareness to because it's affected you and your family? Cancer, autism, diabetes, etc. Do you need to make more money to support your mother who doesn't have a good retirement plan? Even if she does, it's not guaranteed. Now, with the foundation laid, let's get into a 3-step formula that I use to grow in health, fitness, mindset, skill set, and currently using to start in business. First thing first is proximity. Now, what does this mean? This means getting in closer touch with people who are more like-minded like you are. People that have more of the mentality that you have or that you want to have, right? And now this is easier than ever before because we have social media, we have podcasts, we have webinars, we got live events, you still got books, audio books, etc., right? So you got to utilize all those things to get more in proximity to the people who are on the same path as you. And I heard from this guy named Ed Milet something that really stuck out to me. He said, your identity is like a thermostat. Let's say that you're an 85 degreer with your identity, and I'm a 75 degreer. If I get in a closer proximity with you as an 85 degreer, You'll heat my 75 degrees up closer to yours to maybe about 80 degrees. Like your closest 5 friends. Or you become more like the 5 people you spend the most time with. But now with the digital age and social media, you don't even have to be in person with people in order to be in proximity with them. So if you can't even afford a coach or a mentor, this is a good start. Next is reprogram your RAS, or reticular activating system. Now, what is your RAS? The RAS is pretty much the beliefs, the repetitive thoughts and feelings that you have most of the time. Also, what you pay attention to most of the time. For instance, if you bought a new car, all of a sudden you start to see that car everywhere, but you weren't noticing that car before until you purchased it. Or let's say a person who always notices the problem in every situation. They're programmed to do that. They're programmed to see the problem in every situation. Or another example could be, like I said, when I was younger, from age 12 to 23 years old, I would always find a way to end up back in front of a judge, paying bail, or in jail somewhere. Why? Because I continued to do the same things that made me feel comfortable to end up back there. That's what I gave my attention to. If I had to give one word on how you can reprogram your RAS, I would say be intentional. What do I mean? Be intentional about focusing on your values, your goals, your dreams, your habits, and giving your attention fully to that. And before you know it, you'll start to notice more opportunities in whatever it is that you're giving your focus to. Last but not least is eliminate people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Now, fair warning, this does not mean just start randomly cutting off your friends for no reason. What I mean is, you may have certain people that you've outgrown, or maybe your goals don't align. You may just have to pull back some and spend less time with those people. You may have friends that you go to the gym with. You have people for that. You may have friends that you just do business with. And you have to learn how to separate certain relationships for certain areas of your life. This also may look like simplifying. A lot of times we just doing too much when, I forget what the name of the law is, but it says 80% of the results that you get would come from the 20% of the most important things that you're doing. Just a quick recap. 1, we want to get in proximity with more like-minded individuals. 2, reprogram the RAS, reticular activating system. 3, eliminate and simplify. All right, drop a comment inside the comment sections. Is there any one of these that you would like me to expand on? Because I was thinking about, maybe doing a full video just on one of these and expanding on it. Yeah, let me know which one of those you think, if you think I should expand on any of these. All right, like, subscribe, and until next time, stay true.